You bear no responsibility in any of this.
You don't even know me as a person. You're going by a fucking piece of paper.
Right.
That's bullshit. I could lose custody of my fucking daughter.
Today's case is a roller coaster of emotions and legal twists. Ashley RDE, charged with domestic violence, faces the court's wrath over her actions. A history of violence, mental health struggles, and even child involvement. We're diving deep into what's really going on here. Will she take accountability, or is this just another excuse? Stay tuned because this one is full of surprises.
This is Ashley L. Rude, case number 25-CR000216. Defendant is present in open court today with her counsel, Jim Matthews. For sentencing, defendant was last before Your Honor on March 24th of 2025, where she pled guilty by way of information to one count of domestic violence, a felony of the 4th degree.
We are asking for community control for Ms. Rude. She's been in jail for 86 days. As a result of this incident, there is now involvement with the juvenile court in relation to custody of her daughter. Her daughter is currently staying with Ms. Rude's parents. Ms. Rude is hoping to be released so that she may immediately address that issue. She does understand in speaking with her that the most pressing issue that she has, if she's going to be successful on community control, will be dealing with her mental health issues. And she has expressed that she is prepared to deal with those issues and follow what recommendations are made, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, Ms. Rude, what do you want to tell me?
I take full accountability for what I've done, and I've learned a very valuable lesson while within your jail. I do not plan on coming back within your jail unless it is like for me to see my probation officer. That's what's granted today. And I'm going to try to get my mental health in order.
What is the extent of your mental health issues?
I don't understand.
Well, what's your mental health diagnosis?
I have CPTSD.
You have what?
CPTSD.
What's the C stand for?
Complex.
Okay. Who diagnosed you with that?
Signature Health and Crossroads.
How long have you been going to Signature Health?
Since I was a kid. Since I think I was
Constantly, at a regular basis?
Yes.
So, like, by regular, what do you mean? How often have you been going?
I go once a week to see my therapist.
How long have you been going once a week?
For the last 9 months.
Why are you still trying to contact Joyner?
He has he lives at my house though. He has things at my house.
Okay, so that's why you were trying to get in touch with him or his family members as recently as Friday night?
We're here in court, so I was trying to see if he was going to be here in court. I talked to him also on the 21st in jail.
Okay.
He said that he spoke to the prosecutor, and he said he asked the prosecutor to drop all the charges. He told me to plead guilty to domestic violence, and that would be the only way that I get out of jail. We agreed to go our separate ways. We still have been slightly in communication, but we haven't been seeing each other.
I assume there's a no contact order, right?
Unfortunately, yes. I don't plan on talking to him from here on out because now there's a Child Protective Services case open. And
So what happened December 31? What happened December 31 of last year?
we both were drinking. It was New Year's Eve, and things got really out of hand.
How?
We got into a serious argument. He was threatening to expose my medication bottles. I'm a licensed manicurist.
Expose your medication bottles, what do you mean?
He thought that I was cheating.
Okay.
And he was threatening to expose my medicine bottles on Facebook.
Okay.
And,
so you get in this argument, and what happens?
he said that he's been waiting to set me up for quite some time because he was arrested for burglary.
All right, so then when the police arrived and you knew they were there, why were you blocking the door, keeping them from getting in, if he was threatening you?
I wasn't blocking the door. He had
You
me
were
back.
blocking the door. I've read that portion of the police report where you were blocking the door, they kept telling you move, you refused to move, and then when you finally moved is when they got in. So why were you blocking the door?
I couldn't move. He had me by my hair. We were in my living room.
Okay. All right. Why, then when they went in there, why were you completely out of control and they had to carry you out? They had to call two other departments to carry you out of the door to put you in the car. And you were kicking and screaming the entire way. Why were you doing that?
I have some trauma in my background from sexual assault, and
You've got a lot of problems that you haven't dealt with. Despite what you're telling me, okay, you haven't dealt with them. You may or may not go to Signature Health, okay? But whatever you're doing there, and whatever you have done there, hasn't worked one bit. Now, you were interviewed to go to NeoCap, and you were screaming at the lady that was trying to interview you such that she couldn't interview you. Why were you doing that?
because from what I'm hearing, NeoCap has a therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a victim of sexual assault. The reason why I didn't calm down when the police came, because there was
No, I'm talking about why you were screaming at this lady from NeoCap.
I don't want to go to NeoCap.
Why not?
because They have cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay, what's that?
It's a therapy that's not good for people that have PTSD.
How do you know that?
I talked to my therapist, and here, her name's Bree from Signature Health.
Okay, so Bree from Signature Health told you to resist going to NeoCap.
No, she didn't say resist. She said she didn't think that would be good for me because,
Is Bree here somewhere that I can't see?
no.
Do you know who this Bree is, Megan? This is why I never sent people to Signature Health, okay? So did you tell this person from NeoCap that you didn't want to go there because they have cognitive behavioral therapy and Bree told you it's no good for PTSD?
No, I told her that I have a daughter, and it would create a separation, more time away from my daughter.
So which was it? If they didn't have cognitive behavioral therapy, would you have gone there?
No,
Okay, because of your daughter.
yeah.
Okay, so you didn't want to go there because of the cognitive behavioral therapy, because of your daughter, and why else?
Those are the only two reasons.
Okay.
I don't think that, also, they don't have, from what I'm hearing, the other inmates were saying, they don't
Okay,
have any.
so let me stop you there, because the last thing that you should be listening to is the other inmates. Because not a one of them know what the hell they're talking about. So you'll listen to them, but you won't listen to anybody else. You won't listen to the lady from NeoCap tell you what that has to offer and why that may be good for you, because you're listening to the other inmates because they told you something about NeoCap.
The lady said that they don't have any church there either.
Okay. What lady was that?
I spoke to the NeoCap lady.
The one that you were screaming at that couldn't interview you because you were screaming at her uncontrollably? That one?
We interviewed.
You interviewed. Were you screaming at her the whole time or just
I
part of the
cried.
time?
I cried almost the whole time.
It strikes me from reading everything that you have no insight as to what your condition is. And you certainly then have no insight as to what you can do to treat your condition. That's clear to me. And then you're causing problems when you're in the jail. Reports of you causing problems with other inmates when you're in the jail. And they told you to calm down, they tried to talk to you, you wouldn't listen. And then there was a lockdown. So you have no insight into your condition, the severity of your condition. You certainly don't know what to do to make it better. That's where you're at, and this cuts.
Thank you, Your Honor. And this is a situation I know the court is aware. When the police were called, Mr. Joyner was indicating he wasn't able to leave the residence and he wanted to leave. The police came. Nobody would open the door. They specifically were asking the defendant to open the door. After hearing after the officers were on the outside of the door asking, then they heard motions and it sounded like an assault was in progress. They did kick in the door. When they entered the residence, they saw the defendant striking Mr. Joyner in the living room. At that point, two were separated. Mr. Joyner was found to have a bump on his head. He did have some physical harm. They had been in a relationship for an extended period of time. The relationship obviously facilitated the offense, which is obviously part of what domestic violence indicates. In this case, the defendant's daughter was in the residence as well while this was occurring. At that time, I believe she was either 6 or 7 years of age. During the time that the police were trying to take the defendant into custody and remove her from the residence, she was resistant to that, sitting down, screaming and yelling, creating quite a scene in the location. As the court indicated, they did have to call other departments for assistance in removing her from the apartment. When she was in the police cruiser, she was also kicking in the cruiser. The information that the state received yesterday is that as recently as Friday, the defendant was trying to contact Mr. Joyner, and he said he just hung up, but she's also contacting his family and trying to add them on social media. He would like that to all stop, and he just wants them to move on. If she violates, she would be looking at 18 months in prison, and that would be the state's recommendation at this time.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 106 days in jail with credit for 86. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You're going to enter into the Mentor Municipal Court Mental Health Treatment Program and comply with all their conditions and follow all their recommendations. You're to go to only one medical doctor, one dentist, and one pharmacy for prescription medication. Take your medication as is prescribed. Sign releases for probation. No contact with Willis Joyner or any member of his family, and don't have anybody else make any contact with any of them. The appropriate time, obtain and maintain full employment, pay the cost and supervision fee. Somebody's going to come to see you in the jail by the name of Jamie Dials from the Mentor Mental Health Program. He's going to talk to you. And I suggest you don't scream and yell at him to prevent the interview from happening, that you talk to him, because they have a very specialized program working with a whole bunch of people that are in this business that can help you, but only if you want to be helped by them. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you don't want to be helped by them, scream at them, don't do the interview, and I'll find you violated and send you to prison if that's what you want. Okay? You can either try to help yourself, because this has been going on for more than 20 years with you. And nothing you have done has worked. Nothing you have done has helped you. It's only gotten worse. So figure out if you want something or somebody or some program to help you. Or spend the next 20 years kicking around in and out of prison. That's up to you. Anything else, Ms. Cutts?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Matthews?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's it.
Ashley violates probation by contacting her ex again and breaking other conditions. The judge is clearly frustrated, and so is the court. How many chances can one person get before the system just can't take it anymore?
All right, we're here for a probable cause hearing. Ms. Henley, step forward, please. Have a seat. State your name, please.
Cynthia Henley,
What's your job?
probation officer.
As part of your duties as a probation officer, you supervise Ashley Rude?
I do.
Is that Ashley Rude sitting there?
It is.
Is she in violation of her community control?
She is.
On what basis?
There are 3 conditions that she is in violation of. The first condition is for having contact with the victim. The second condition is for being out of county without notification and approval of her probation officer. And the third is for being arrested for a
And
new
these
charge.
are from what dates?
August 16th. I believe the actual arrest took place on August 17th due to, time.
All right. Any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You may step down. Ms. Tomaszek? All right, I'm going to find there's probable cause to believe that Ms. Root has violated the terms of her community control. We'll set a final hearing for September 24. And there will be no bond. Anything further, Ms. Tomaszek?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we're adjourned. We're here on 25 CR 216, Ashley Rude, violation of community control, final hearing violation. You were ordered to have no contact with the victim, and on August 16th, there was a Cleveland Police report of contact between you and the victim. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
August 16th, you were in Cuyahoga County without permission from probation. You understand that charge?
Yes.
August 17th, arrested by Cleveland PD for assault. You understand that charge?
Yes.
All right, what's your plea to those violations?
I'll plead guilty to them.
All right, I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty.
But
What seems to be the problem here?
I'm sorry.
What seems to be the problem here?
I apologize about some of the things that have occurred. As far as assaulting my ex-boyfriend and the other woman, I didn't think that this was going to happen like that.
Why did you have contact with him?
If I'm being transparent here, we've been in contact since I was in jail in December.
Why?
We basically have been living together.
Why?
I sometimes need help financially, and he's been my financial support for the last 4 years, on and off.
Well, it doesn't seem to work.
I'm absolutely aware of that, and
Well, when did you become aware of that?
I've been pretty aware with it for the last 2 years. I was working on becoming more independent. I got another job. At the same time, also, I have been asking for financial help.
You got, as a juvenile, a domestic violence, an assault, a disorderly conduct, an assault, a domestic violence, an assault. As an adult, you got domestic violence, an assault, an attempted aggravated assault, disorderly conducts, criminal damaging, violation of a protective order, and this domestic violence. Nothing seems to work. When you're on probation, nothing seems to impact you. Last time you were here, a short time ago in May, you served an additional 40 days in jail. So that got you out the middle of June. Sent you to Menor Municipal Court Mental Health Treatment Program. Told you to have no contact with Joyner. And 2 months later, you're at it again. So you don't seem to want to listen.
I have told my probation officer there have been several, this isn't the first incident that has happened. There have been several incidents that have happened, which is why I did try to take necessary precautions to kind of step away from our situation. I did check my daughter and I into the Forbes house. I always was in communication when it came to my probation officer about some of the things that have been occurring.
What do you mean you listen to? You don't listen to anybody. You do exactly what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And you've been doing that for 18 and a half years.
Well, I'm sorry you
on
feel
a
like that.
constant basis. And you're only 33. So you haven't changed a thing in your life.
I feel like I've changed a lot. I
When?
feel like my temperament has changed a lot before
When?
this. I haven't been in trouble since 2013. I
What do you,
always
what
hold
do you mean
myself
you haven't
accountable.
been in trouble since 2013? Didn't you hear all this stuff I read off?
As a juvenile,
No, as an adult.
I don't really get in trouble with the law.
Okay. What do you mean you don't get in trouble?
These are usually incidents with my ex-boyfriend.
Okay. Why? Why do you, if they're from your ex-boyfriend, why do you keep getting in trouble in disputes with your ex-boyfriend?
I'm usually defending myself.
Okay. Okay, it seems to me, from your record and from my contact with you, you do not know how to conduct yourself in a manner that keeps you out of jail. You don't seem to be able to do that. No matter what the conditions of any probation, how many times have you been sent to prison?
Never.
Never. Which means you've always been on probation, right? Right?
No.
No. Okay. How many times you been on probation?
Twice.
Twice. Whenever you had all these convictions in juvenile court, were you ever on probation?
Back in juvenile days, I was on a lot of psych medication, so honestly, I don't recall.
Okay. Well, you were.
I'm
All
not
right.
usually one to not
You
report to her.
you not only do you not listen, okay, to what and do what you're supposed to do. Not only do you not comply with the terms of your probation, but you don't even seem to think that it's a problem not complying with the terms of probation, because every time I ask you about it, you come up with an excuse as to why you're not doing it.
I
In
was
the
on the
2
way back
months
from work.
that you were on probation, this all occurred after you got out of jail.
Not
right.
all of
Ms.
them,
Tomasic?
no, but that one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Unbelievable.
In speaking with Ms. Rude, she would like to ask the court for an opportunity to continue doing probation. And speaking with her, she has indicated some of her mental health issues. She is currently enrolled in the mental health court through Mentor Municipal Court. We have quite a few clients in that court, Your Honor, and I've spoken with the judge and Jamie.
I spoke with the judge too.
So from what Ms. Rude told me, she has been enjoying mental health court, so she would like an opportunity to continue probation, get another opportunity to continue going to mental health court. Your Honor, I know she has a hearing on November 3rd for a custody issue with her daughter. She indicated her daughter is her main priority. She does not want to miss that hearing. She wants to make sure she can do.
How can her daughter be her main priority when she can't live her life within the bounds of what she's supposed to do? If her daughter were her main priority, then she wouldn't have gotten arrested in Cleveland on August 16th. Okay, so it's not her main priority. She says it's her main priority, but it ain't.
I'm not a bad mom, so that's really hurtful that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Well, okay. All right, great. Okay. I'm sorry that you don't conduct yourself like a responsible parent for the benefit of your daughter. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay? That's got nothing to do with anything. Go ahead, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we would just like to ask the court for one more opportunity to give Ms. Rude the chance to see how mental health court can help her, what sort of things she can get from mental health court to help with her thinking. I know she wants to get back on her feet, so we'd just like to ask the court for one more opportunity.
She's going to get another opportunity, okay? Whether that be the history indicates she's not going to take advantage of it because she just doesn't. For 17 and a half years, she hasn't. That indicates to me that she really doesn't have any interest in this. Her interest is in getting off with the least amount of penalty possible. And then she can go back and have contact with Joyner. But she'll get the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I've gone back and looked at the pre-sentence report and considered all the applicable statutes once again. And as I said earlier, you were sentenced on May 7th. You got out of jail on that sentence when I placed you on community control in mid-June, and you violated multiple times, at least a half dozen times, 3 of which were filed, 3 of which weren't. And you have no concept. You have no concept of why you do what you do. Because you indicated to me that there was a perfectly reasonable explanation for each thing you did. You have no insight into what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how to stop doing it. Now, I'm going to keep you on community control for the same term. You're going to serve 95 days in the jail with credit for 35. After that, you're going to go to NeoCap. You're going to complete that program and follow those recommendations. And you're going to continue in the Mentor Municipal Court Mental Health Treatment Program. And you're going to comply with all those conditions, as well as all the other conditions that I imposed upon you for your probation on May 7th, including no contact with Willis Joyner or any other member of his family.
Can my daughter and I also have a no contact order?
Can your daughter and you also have?
Yeah, because this communication doesn't just go one way.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't reach out to Joyner. He reached out to me.
Okay.
So this is ridiculous that I'm being placed with all these different regulations,
Right.
and I'm also not
I
just a
understand
suspect,
that.
I'm a victim
I
too.
understand in light of your history how absolutely ridiculous this is.
I can lose
Because-
custody of my
because
daughter
once
with all
again-
these stipulations. This
Because
is
once
crazy.
again, you bear no responsibility in any of this.
You don't even know me as a person. You're going by a fucking piece of paper.
Right,
That's bullshit.
right.
I could lose custody of my fucking daughter.
Anything else, Ms. Tomazik?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
You asshole.
The judge gives Ashley one final chance, probation, but only with strict conditions. This case proves that redemption isn't easy. It takes hard work and true accountability. If you were shocked by this case, hit the like button, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.